Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC, and I got another carbon blade to check out. This one you're going to want to see. So, all right, guys. So I got the chance to check out two blades from Karbon Knives. I posted the review on the Smoke Show, and this is one that I've been kind of putting off because this one is the Buckhorn. And this one has a little soft spot for me because of the work they did on the handle. So this is another Ken Onion design from Karbon Knives. And although I have a couple issues with it, this thing overall is pretty darn killer. Number one, and I wish more companies were doing this, the handle. That's all I'm going to say. The handle. Why aren't other companies putting this much effort into this? It's just everything you don't know you want until you need to have it. But look, this contouring, I call it hourglass, but you got that little going in, coming out. You got this rounded, so it's actually contoured, but it's also dip here. So when you get that in your hand, it's that swell comes up right in the middle of your palm, and it's just so comfortable. This thing is done very, very well. So what do we have? We have the contoured aluminum, which is done very well with all the milling on it, with all the patterning, which makes it very attractive. You got the nice big lanyard hole, the same with the Smoke Show, also has that. You got the nice backspacer that has the Karbon Knives on it. The titanium, I think it's a titanium clip, which is done very well. I like the angle of it. It doesn't get in the way. It carries very, very well. And it's just overall, it does melt in the pocket for a larger blade. You guys know I like the smaller stuff, but this is a beefy boy. When I pop the blade out, you guys will see. It is a flipper. The shape of this handle is all about comfort. It is a flipper that has the nice hollowed out flipper. It's not too big. Plus, you have the thumb studs, and we need to talk about what Ken Onion has done with these thumb studs and things that he likes to do with the thumb studs. So, let's take a look at this 14C 28N blade. Check that thing out. This thing is big. Very, very big. So, the blade, let's just look at measurements. So, the blade length is 3.75 inches. So, it's almost 3 3/4 inches long, which is crazy. The handle is 4 3/4 inch long. So, that puts it, math is not my strong suit. So, that's going to put it at 8 3/4 inch long. So that's a big knife. So know your laws in your area for the size of the knife that this thing is. But like I said, this part, that part right there, where it fills the hand and it just snuggles in there, and it's just Now, the blade shape, I'm not a terribly fan of. That little tip that drops down, I understand what they're going for, but I'm not a huge fan of that blade shape. That have the nice swedge at the top, remove some of that weight and give it some interesting other kind of blade patterning going up on here on the blade. But overall, I'm not a huge fan of that blade shape, but it works really well. I did carry this, and I didn't do a whole lot of cutting with it, but what it will cut, and it's extremely sharp. Check out the thumb studs. I love how these little details like this, where you have the thumb stud and it goes right into the handle. I mean, it just contours right into that handle. So the thumb studs are almost like the stop, which they're not, but they nestle right into the handle. But the access to them is great. They got the little jimping on the thumb studs to give it some grip. And it is very smooth. When you have a larger blade, it is sometimes a little bit easier to manipulate the blade and to pop it out. And the action is really, really good. It is a nestled liner, so you have the liner lock right in there on the steel liners, which have been milled out. If you look in there, it says Ken Onion. So it says Ken Onion in there, and you can see all the milling out from the steel. Try to remove some of that weight. For aluminum, the weight on this is really, really good. Let's look at some size comparisons. This is going to be kind of amusing if you know my size comparisons. How about the Rat 2? Obviously, this is much larger than the Rat 2. And how about the Civivi Elementum? Again, it dwarfs the Civivi Elementum and the Rat 2. And of course, let's do the Para 3. Again, it dwarfs the Para 3, but as far as the height of the handle, it's pretty much the same. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much of a comparison to. Actually, you want a fun comparison here? How about the Civivi Dust Devil up against the Buckhorn? Wow, it even makes a fixed blade look small. That's hilarious. Just because I had to sit in there. So the retail on this, based on the Karbon website, is $199.99 in this format. So there is a titanium format, and there is one with a different steel. Hold on, let me tell you what that steel is. I forgot off the top of my head. 14C, and then they have the titanium with S35VN as well. So that one's going to run $359. So you do have that upgrade. So what are you getting? You're getting a nice large blade that has excellent action, aluminum handle that's completely contoured, completely rounded, completely comfortable, and it has great action. And 14C is a great budget steel. I think Karbon is bringing out some really, really cool offerings and something a little different. But knife companies really need to start doing this. That you don't see enough, and we need to see it more because it is really comfortable in the hand. So those are my thoughts and feelings basically on the Karbon Buck Horn. What an amazing, cool, big knife, and another offering from Karbon Blades. Wow. I am so impressed with what they're doing right now. I can't wait to just see what else they come up with and what other designers they work with, because all of the models that they have on the website are all Ken Onions. So I can only imagine them working with some other makers or other designers. That would be really, really cool. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you appreciated this one. I'm keeping this one nice and short, but please subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. Again, the choice is yours.